Kule viki sihlangana with a multi-award-winning choreographer, writer, and Tshwane youth ambassador. But before we get the lowdown on this guy, here's some music from Leroy.
Achieva yevekele Modjadji owaziwa kakhulu as a choreographer, writer, social developer and entrepreneur. Sekakwerie pheze iphase lonke zombelele through his career in dance. And it seems like there are bigger and better things in store for him.
Yep, indeed. We met up with Paul's sister, friend and colleague. And this is what they had to say about him.
Growing up with Paul was fun and interesting. He hates it whenever my mom says that he wasn't playing on the streets, playing soccer with other guys. But he wasn't doing that. We were always in the house, dancing, learning choreography from music videos. He would make us make movies and reenact things you'd see on TV. So it was always something in the art, something fun, something exciting, dancing, music, that kind of stuff.
I was introduced to Paul Modjadji in year 2013 by the Strategic Executive Director of Communications, Meno Masontonlov. When I first met him, Paul is this young, talented guy. It's a person that you can never not notice the way he is. A brilliant, energetic. I think I felt in love with him, as my son.
We don't only work together, we're best friends. And you can be feeling like nothing on earth, and you just have to give him a call. Hello, darling, how are you? It can't be that bad. So what I love about him, he's always positive. I mean, there's sometimes when he isn't, but he is always unbelievably positive. He's always fun. He always laughs. I mean, we laugh together like silly little girls. We really do. It's wonderful.
There is so much that I like about Paul. As the member of the mayoral committee, I had this interest, because he's an artist, he's a dancer, he's a community developer, he's a community worker. He's passionate with everything that he does.
When he puts in 120%, honestly, he's one of the only people I know who is living his destiny, it's his fate.
He is now an ambassador for the city. He does things for the city. When we've got, campaigns, when we've got, anything that we need to showcase as a city, Paul is there for us.
His achievements are enormous. Absolutely enormous. I mean, he's won international awards in Croatia, in New York. I mean, this latest one in New York was just amazing. He's been all over the world. And won endless awards. And you wouldn't dream that he had. He's just so humble. And going hand in hand with that humility is the fact that he gives back.
Paul is sharing with other youngsters as well, and Paul is assisting, to groom other youngsters like himself. So I'm seeing Paul as this ambassador of the country, of the world, that is making South Africa very, very proud.
Whenever I see him getting any acknowledgement or any reward for the work that he does, it's amazing, and I appreciate that. What he gives out, he gets back.
Ons kan tydelike helder toekoms vir almal sien.
He's like my son to me. So I also want to see other sons like Paul in the city here.
He says he's his own, driver. He will never just stop and say, okay, that's enough, I've achieved enough. He will carry on. He always sets himself new goals. So I'm very interested to see the new goals he sets.
I'm looking forward to seeing him achieve even more and really just grow and be happy and carry on living the life that makes him happy.
Joining us in studio right now is Paul Modjadji. Welcome to Mzansi Insider, Paul.
Thank you for having me, guys. At last, I'm here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So from Hammanskraal to jet-setting the world, did you ever think that you'd be dancing internationally and winning awards for that?
Not at all. I did have dreams of actually, taking my talent all over the world and dancing for Janet Jackson, but you never think that it will actually happen one day.
Yeah.
You dance for Janet Jackson?
Not at all. We're step close.
You're getting there.
We're getting there. We're falling away there.
But how has it been, though? How has it been from humble beginnings to traveling the world, to winning awards, to everything that you have achieved so far?
It's been truly humbling, and it's been very cathartic in so many ways, because I think so many African children are never taught to dream that big. I never taught that, the world is really your oyster. So to realize it, to live it, has really been, I think, very cathartic in that it's made me reflect a lot around what it means to be a young black kid growing up in our generation, and what expectations a lot of us have for ourselves. So it's been really like a life-growing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can sit here and talk about all the developments, but we need to start where it started. Where did you get the love for dancing?
Look, a lot of black kids, as you know, we grew up dancing.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I think my love and passion for dancing has always kind of shown, and I'd shown because I was always a kid that would be asked to entertain the elders at home.
Yeah.
So my earliest childhood memories are of just entertaining the family, and literally being woken up at night to entertain, my parents and extended family. And it started there. It started watching television and just connecting with shows like Fame, shows like Sarafina. And I know a lot of other kids around my age were also just as interested, but there was just something more for me.
Yeah.
So I think it began there. And when I was 16, I started doing formal classes in dancing, and I was told, it's way too late and whatnot. But luckily, 2 years later, I won a scholarship to go study dance in Denmark. And that was really the beginning of things for me.
Yeah, nice.
How different was it, though, living in Denmark from South Africa?
Complete culture shock. Absolutely, from the weather to the language to just the vibe, how people relate to each other. It was a major culture shock. Nothing I expected ever.
Right, so we have you on Mzansi Insider as our young achiever.
Yes,
congratulations on that.
Thank you, I'm honored. At last, yes.
Let's talk about some of your achievements. Tell us about some of your greatest performances.
I think one of my greatest outstanding performances has to be my IPSA performance when I performed for the first time in India, because I was entrusted with working with dancers from South Africa, India, and Brazil. And I also was asked to then do by the minister at the time, Nkosazana Zuma, to do a solo at the time in India. So that was really quite humbling. And then last year, I also did the Mandela dance in New York that won me an award as well. Nice. And, it was, around the time when Tata was ill at home, it was a very emotional performance for me. I think it definitely sticks out above the rest.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Now, we also know that you are a person that likes to give back, and you're very involved in your community, Hammanskraal. And you have a project that you are busy with. Please tell us about it.
Dare to dream. As I said to you, like so many young black kids, I also didn't grow up with a bigger dream. I've always wanted to, as I said, to dance for Janet Jackson, but you don't actually think, you can live it. You don't think that you can push yourself to a point where you are that much closer, to actually realizing it. So in 2011, when I was officially the first African to win the European Star Dance World Championships, I came back home and I realized that I was shocked to have become that first person. Like, I had gone into the competition never expecting to be the number one winner, and the world champ that I came back with, the title. And it inspired me to go back to my community and launch the Dare to Dream Foundation, where I would teach young kids how to dance, act, and just explore their creative interests. But more than anything, just instill a culture of leadership and a culture of dreaming. Because I think it's important for young people to really dream a dream that's probably even just bigger than what we deem possible.
Yeah, so let's talk about how people can get a hold of you if they want to take part in the Dare to Dream campaign.
I think my website, www.paulmodjadji.com, is the best and safest place to start, because all my other links, Twitter, Facebook, my website for the Dare to Dream movement, are all listed in my website.
All right, so it's www.paulmodjadji.com. Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Paul. Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming through, Paul. You are definitely an inspiration to everyone. Thank you so much. After the break, Dr. John Dibane joins us to talk about the power of positive thinking.